Today we're going to be talking about advanced text formatting. Alright, now let's look at some of the text formatting options that we have in HTML. You've seen a couple of them in our previous tutorials. Today we'll talk about description lists, blockquote, abbreviations, address, superscript and subscript, code-related HTML tags, and the time tag. Now there are a lot of these, so let's see if we can fit all of them in one video. If not, then I'll break this up into two eventually. But let's go ahead. Okay, so first of all, let's start with description lists. You've seen how we had ordered lists and unordered lists before, but there's one more called a description list. Every item in this list follows a type of title and description format. So let's see how this works. We'll come into our web page that we've been building, and let's create a description list. Okay, so we have projects and we have WorkX and we have projects. Let's add another one. Okay, we'll call it FAQs. FAQs. Right? And we'll set up a description list by writing DL. And every description list item is actually a DT, which is a description term, and a DD, which is description definition. So first, we have to have a description term, which is the DT tag. Inside here, we can write stuff like, let's say, question 1. And we can have a DD tag after that. Now, each DT and DD pair is kind of, is one list item. So let's call this answer 1, right? Now what we'll do is we'll just copy these. Sorry, where were we? Okay. Let's copy these. 2, 2, 3, 3. This is basically like this. Now if we save this and look at our browser, you see it's displayed in this format. So this is the description term and this is the description definition. So it follows a kind of question-answer format. So that was description lists. Next, let's move on to blockquotes and cites. Now, blockquotes and cites are used if text is quoted from somewhere else. You should include a cite attribute that links to the source of the quote. So let's try and see what that looks like. So let's say we write a quote from here that says, I am your father. Darth Vader. You save this and you see I am your father, Darth Vader, comes up here. Actually, you know what, just after this, let's add something called the horizontal rule. This is just a formatting tool, so you can just write horizontal rule, and when we save, you can see that's just a straight line across the page. That's what a horizontal rule tag does. There's something extra for you to know. Now let's say I am your father, by Darth Vader is actually a block quote. What you do is, you turn that into a block quote. When we save this, you can see a block quote automatically indents the text. Now it's beneficial for a block quote to actually cite the source of the quote. So for that we use the cite attribute. Cite is equal to, let's look for that on YouTube. That'll be funny. So let's say, I am your father. There we go. So we can add this. Copy. And come here. And paste that in here. And we save it. Now you see that unfortunately nothing really is represented on the screen in the browser regarding your cite attribute. Unfortunately, HTML doesn't provide this option. So we have to add our own solution by adding a cite element. So let's do that. Let's see what a cite element does. After this, let's put this entire block quote, let's put the cite tag inside the block quote. So we say cite, enter. Let's add this entire block quote. Let's add this entire text inside cite. There we go. Let's see what that does. And you can see a cite automatically italicizes the entire text. Alright, but this isn't enough to actually let the user check out the source. So what we can do is we can turn this into an anchor. So let's do that. This is not necessary, but this is just some of the things you can do to make your web page better. So you can take an anchor tag, copy I am your father into that. So now I am your father, I am your father. So now I am your father will be the link. And we can copy the same cite attribute value as the link value, so that when we click it, Control save, and you'll see now that this entire text is a block quote. I'm your father is an anchor, and it's stylized by a cite element. So when we click on this, you see it takes us to the source. So that's the block quote and cite. Next, there are a couple of tags called abbreviations, superscript, subscript, and address. These are pretty simple actually. So an abbreviation takes, if you write an abbreviation on the page like HTML, if you put it in this tag of ABBR, when you hover over the item, you can get the expanded word. We can just quickly go through all of these. These don't take that much time. Just a simple example. Okay, instead of that, let's start writing this at the top. Alright, yeah, also I just made the image smaller, just to make the web page a little bit more manageable. So what I did was I just added an attribute called width is equal to 100 pixels and height is equal to 100 pixels. Alright, so let's talk about abbreviations. So I can write that here and say paragraph, say I know HTML very well. When you save this, you see I know HTML very well, and see what happens, what we can do when we put HTML inside an abbreviation tag. So when we do that, inside abbreviation, we can pass some information about the full expansion of HTML, which is hypertext markup language. When I save this now, you'll see HTML gets a dotted underline. When I hover over this, you should see the title, hypertext markup language. So that's the use of the abbreviation element. Right, what else did we have? We had the address. So you can use the address tag, the address element, to wrap all contact details of the owner or author of the web page. Now sometimes in your website you might have other addresses. The address tag is not for those, it's only for the owner or author of the web page. Let's see what that looks like. Let's add a couple of contact details at the end. So we'll call this, we'll create a paragraph. We'll say email. Let's say something at something.com. And then we can say telephone is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. That's telephone. See what that looks like. And we see contact information like this. But we can do better. If we wrap this entire tag inside an address tag, then this is better for screen readers, as they can quickly get access to contact details that are relevant to this website. And you can see automatically the address tag italicizes it, but screen readers can get immediate access to contact information this way. This is very good for semantics. So we covered abbreviations and address. Superscript and subscript are very simple. It's the same way, we just wrap tags inside it. So let's add a superscript and subscript, see what that looks like. Where did we write? I know HTML. Very well, there it is. So let's say we want to write A plus B, A plus B the whole square, so we'll just write 2 for now, is equal to A square plus 2AB plus B square. So to use the superscript, to turn some markup into superscript, we just wrap it in the SUP tag. So we just say sup. Okay, and we'll just copy the same 2 for all these. Control V, and for B as well. Save this, check out the browser, and you should be able to see A plus B the whole square is equal to A square plus 2AB plus B square. Now we can do the same thing for subscripts. Let's say we want to write water is H2O. Sorry, H2O. Alright, so it's better if we capitalize this. H2O. So what we do is we just SUB. Save it, and you see water is H2O. Oh, sorry, I put the O inside. Okay, H2. Oh, there we go. Water is H2O. That covers abbreviations, address, superscript, and subscript. See what else we have? Okay, so we have code. And I think we'll cover this in the next video. So anyways, I'll see that this should just take another 5-10 minutes, but it's better I cover it in the next video. So I'll see you guys there. Take care.